Often we've been told that we need to save for retirement early. We've been told we need to start in our 20s. We need to start in our early 20s. We could even start in our teens if we wanted to. A lot of us are just told we need to save for retirement early. But not a lot of us know how, and not a lot of us really understand why. And that's what I'm here to tell you about today. On my free time, I really enjoy reading about financial literacy and listening to podcasts and studying recent studies on the subject. Compound interest is a major key factor in retirement. It's something very important for us to understand in order to realize why we need to start saving now. The way compound interest works is it takes a certain percentage of a number that you start with. Say I invest $100 into something, and the interest rate is 8%, and that compounds once a month. The first month it's $108. The next month I'm taking 8% of that $108, and then I take 8% of the next amount of money, and it continues to grow on its own without me having to invest any more. There are varieties of accounts that you can invest in. There's Roth IRAs, 401ks, and several other retirement plans that you're allowed to invest in. And you can start investing in those as early as you want. Oftentimes 401ks are through companies, and they'll do a match up to a certain percent. It's important that we maximize what they match because that's free money. If a company says that they match 3% into your 401k, that means they will put 3% of your paycheck into your 401k as long as you put in 3% into your 401k. But if you put in 1.5%, they'll only put in 1.5%. But if a company is matching you up to 3%, they're giving you a free 3% bonus that is being sent straight into an investment account that will continue to grow for years and years until you retire. The average income interest rate on compound interest for a retirement account is 8.5% according to MoneyChimp. That continues to grow and grow and grow. I started a Roth IRA with $2,000, and if I continue to invest as aggressively as I have, by the time I retire at the age of 65, I will have invested a total of $270,000. To a lot of you, that sounds like an awful lot of money to just be giving away. But I'm not just giving it away. I'm putting it away now so that later I can have much, much more. The way that works is I'm investing that $270,000 over the period of time of 45 years until I turn 65 and retire, and it continues to invest into certain markets and continues to grow at an 8.5% compounded annually. By the time I turn 65, that $270,000 that I invested will become $3.3 million. Now, compound interest can also work against us. Credit cards charge an average of 19% interest rates according to Discover. This is something that we need to pay attention to, because if we neglect that and we're only growing 8.5% in our retirement but owing 19% on something else, it's a loss. We need to move forward. We need to understand that our credit card debt is not something that we can just let go by. We need to pay it as soon as we can so that we can start investing our money into our savings accounts and into our retirement accounts. Retirement accounts are often tax deductible, or they have various tax situations. A 401k, for example, the money comes out before it's taxed and it goes into the investment account. But when I retire at the age of 65, I'm allowed to take that money out, but when I take it out, it's taxed. So rather than being taxed on $270,000, I would be taxed on $3.3 million. The Roth IRA, some might consider a better option. It's certainly a much more long-term option. If you invest into a Roth IRA, it takes money that you have already been taxed on, and only money that you have already been taxed on, and you can invest into this Roth IRA. And by the time that that Roth IRA grows, and you're able to collect from it and you're able to retire, you don't get charged any taxes on it. That $3.3 million is tax-free. Investing at a young age is important also because of exponential growth. Compound interest, the effect of that is exponential growth. When we start here, we invest a very little bit of money, and it just kind of goes slowly and progresses slowly and slowly, and sometimes it might even be hard to notice. But as time goes on, what we just started with here, as time goes on, it continues to grow and goes higher and higher, and our income continues to increase with money that we're not even seeing anymore. It is important to invest young because we need the satisfaction of allowing our money to grow. We need to visualize that $3.5 million that came from $270,000. It's important that we start as soon as we can, because that compound interest and exponential growth can start even sooner then. Even if we're putting in a very little bit of money right now, that money will continue to grow on its own. And it's not money wasted, it's money saved. A lot of people right now spend money that they don't have on things that they don't need to impress people that they don't like. And that's not how we will become millionaires. It's not how we'll become wealthy. All of us can become wealthy. We'll go out with our college educations, we'll get a good job, and if we invest the way we're supposed to, and we start early, that money will grow